Hi there guys, welcome back to another episode of Same Ship Different Day. So a bit of a different one for you today. A lot of people talking about maybe doing a cruise news sort of weekly episode on Same Ship Different Day, which I quite like the idea of. I was thinking maybe starting when I get home to bring it more regular, and so I'd have the time to research thoroughly for you. But whilst I've been making all these different vlogs, at the moment, I thought it was a great time. There's been some interesting news coming out this week, so I thought it was a good time to do an episode on basically the industry as a whole and not concentrate as much as what's going on board the Coral right now. Before I do begin though, let me say that my views and opinions do not reflect those of Princess Cruises, or the company or corporation that I work for. Starting off with the Coral very briefly, obviously we're not in Curacao now, you can see on the camera behind me, that's the bridge cam. We are at sea, we've been drifting off the coast of Curacao now for a few days. We had to make room for Carnival Glory and the Caribbean Princess to come in and take bunkers and do some crew transfers and things as well. We're going to be staying like this pretty much until we go to bunker. We're going to go over to Cartagena, Colombia, and once we've got our bunkers we'll be heading back to Curacao to continue with the repatriation process. So hopefully that means that I should be heading home at some point in the next 3 to 4 weeks, maybe by mid-July at the latest. Hopefully I'll get Reliever on board and I'll be heading out as well. And I'll keep you updated on that. So, cruise industry. Big news this week. Carnival Corporation announced their second quarterly statement and they have shown a $4.4 billion loss. Ouch. Obviously that is quite a substantial amount of money, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Not as bad as it could have been though. Obviously there's been a lot of cost saving going on, a lot of economics involved in what's going on in this current pause process, hence why we're going to be going over to Cartagena for fuel. Small things like that can make the biggest of differences in the long term, and so cost cutting has been a big thing in the company and across all the brands. Along with that announcement came another announcement that they're going to be retiring 6 ships within the next 90 days. Now those ships weren't specified, but they could be from any of the brands under Carnival Corporation, under which Princess also is. I think Princess is pretty strong. We've got an extremely loyal target audience and lots of loyal guests and cruisers that keep coming back and are still booking for the future cruises. I know the Island Princess released their World Cruise for next year 2021 and a third of that sold out just in the first day, so that's very impressive, that people still have that kind of loyalty and trust in cruising that it's going to come back strong, and I hope it does. So those ships, I think most likely, although it's all just speculation at the moment, there's a lot of talk about the Costa Victoria going to be basically a floating hotel in a shipyard. So I think she was up for sale originally around 100 million, but if you're looking to take it into that part and not use it as a cruise ship and use it rather as a floating hotel, you're looking at substantially less than that. But the running cost of these cruise ships is quite high, as I'm sure you'd appreciate, which is why they're going to move forward the retirement of these ships, get rid of 6 of them within the next 90 days and hopefully bring the costs down. And unfortunately that will mean saying goodbye to some of the ships within the corporation. Another one of the brands that I think is likely to be getting rid of ships along with Costa, again speculation, but I'm thinking Carnival Cruise Line, especially their older fantasy class. Even though they're very much loved by a lot of the cruisers, they are getting quite old now and probably coming up to retirement anyway, so might as well take the opportunity to get rid of them whilst it's just costing the corporation money for essentially no reason. Obviously 6 ships is only 6 out of 106 within the corporation, so not too concerning number, and a lot of them would have been coming up for retirement anyway, I do believe. Very interesting though to see that that's the direction we are going in at this stage. Obviously another thing about Carnival Cruise Line is that they're sailing out of Miami, and CDC's no sail guideline or no sail order is due to end, the 100-day period is due to end on the 24th of July. Now I don't see any cruises being booked from America for that date or very soon afterwards. I think that's the reason, is everybody expects that to either be probably extended or it's just going to take time for the cruise industry to come back into the United States. A lot of corporations, including AIDA for example, I think they've cancelled all theirs now for Canada and the US until the end of the year. certainly Canada has now got basically no sail order ban on cruise ships until the end of October. So that's taking us quite late into the year, so it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out over the next 6 weeks or so as we draw closer to that 24th of July date. Talking of AIDA then, they are going to still be one of the first back cruising. They're looking to be cruising in August. German company obviously, so they will likely be cruising out of Germany either domestically or even maybe just a cruise to nowhere, so sailing out to sea, enjoying the cruise experience and coming back alongside in port, a happy and healthy ship. So it will be interesting to see how that goes in August, if that does go ahead, which I'm hoping it does, and that will be guidelines, and we'll see what sort of is going to start coming into the industry in terms of protocols. I did say before that I expected domestic cruising to be the first back, and it seems like that will be the case. Looking at some other cruise companies within Europe then, I was taking a look at CMV Columbus. They've announced this week that they are having some issues getting funding. They had a loan with Barclays that has fallen through, unfortunately, and so this is not a good sign for CMV. I don't know if you know who CMV are. They're basically a British cruising company, Cruise Maritime and Voyages. They have the CMV Columbus, which is the old Pacific Pearl, which was my first ship as third officer back in 2015. So it'll be a shame to see her not sailing anymore should the company maybe go under. We will see how that progresses. Fact you maybe don't know about Pacific Pearl, actually, we had a child celebrating their 4th birthday this week, and her name is Nicole Pearl Mendoza. She was born on board the Pacific Pearl back in 2016. A friend of mine was a doctor on board and actually delivered her at the time. She was born outside the crew office. The crew member hadn't declared to anybody that she was pregnant. I don't know if she joined knowingly or unknowingly, but she'd been on board maybe 6 months or so, and was due to coming up to leaving anyway, and went into labour outside the crew office, and the doctor managed to successfully deliver a happy and healthy baby. So happy birthday to Nicole, 4 years old this week. So CMV then, if they don't make it through this pause time, then maybe that's going to bring more opportunity for P&O UK, part of Carnival Corporation, as obviously they do sail out of Southampton most frequently. A big thing about the CMV cruises is they're no fly cruises, so people can go straight and jump on the ship in their local port, whatever it may be, usually the Thames area for CMV, I believe. So if that is no longer an opportunity for those regular cruises of CMV, they could be then moving over to P&O UK or even Cunard, which will be interesting to see and a good sign for P&O. Jumping back over then to Curacao at the moment, there's a cruise ship here that is going to be going up for auction. This seems to be quite a common theme at the moment. It's going up for auction on the 22nd of June. It's called the RCGS Resolute. Now they've had one hell of a story if you read up on them over the last 12 months or so, including a brush with the Venezuelan Coast Guard. You want to take a look at that, find out what happened, but they've certainly had not a great past few weeks and really 12 months with all that's been going on in the company. And they've got a ship up for sale. It's a 122 metre ice class passenger vessel. So if you're in the business of buying ice class ships and you're looking for a cheap one, you might be able to get one out in Curacao at the moment. That auction is going on the 22nd of June, so you can keep an eye out on that one. Coming back then to Princess Cruises, repatriation process is going quite well. I heard just today some updates on figures of the original 16,000 crew members that we had on board at the start of this repatriation process. We're now down to around about 5,000. 2,000 of those are part of the minimum non-operational manning, and so are required to be on board, which means you've got about 3,000 still at the moment that we're trying to get home. Things seem to be moving faster over in Manila, and hopefully that process will be finishing off in the coming weeks now, and the ships can start to relocate to their pause positions. Obviously this also means that hopefully we get some repatriation going and get me home, and I can start bringing you content from the comfort of my home, my house in England. Hopefully you still enjoy the content, and I've got a lot of stuff I'm filming on board at the moment. I'm filming things regarding this virtual bridge tour that I was talking about, and filming various jobs that I'm doing that I'm hoping to bring you probably in the long term. I want to come to you with this sort of update on the whole industry whilst there's a lot going on this week, and just to keep you in the loop if you like. Please do feel free to go and research these things for yourself. You'll be able to read more educated people on that topic and what they're saying about it, but I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on it. I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you do like the idea of seeing me maybe weekly with the cruise news or bi-weekly, just like the live streams, bringing you some updates on what's happening in the industry, to put it all in one place for you as best I can. Let me know if you like the idea of that. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that little bell so you get a notification when I do upload a new video. I'm hoping to get some more stuff out to you very soon. Thanks for tuning in yet again. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for staying with me right through to the end there, guys. Enjoy this beautiful sunset at sea. If you did enjoy the video and you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that little bell to get a notification every time I upload something. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you very much for your support, and take care.